Hey, Trailblazers! Leila here from Life is at lifeistoday.academy.com. I hope you guys are doing great. So, back with a live for you today. I've actually been feeling quite antsy about getting this one done today. I was hoping to do it this morning, but I had loads of other things going on. So, we're back today, this afternoon, or nearly into the evening. I hope you've had a great day. Let me know. How's your day been? How have you been? Post it below, share us and let know. Were you at work? Were you running your business? Did you just chill? Were you watching TV? I don't know. Post below. Let us know how your day was. I actually spent half of my day with my mum, doing some things with her, and it was really, really nice. I definitely found it a little bit of a challenge, simply because my mind was elsewhere. Like, I wanted to be doing my work stuff, but actually looking back on it, we had a really, really good time. So it's so special, so special to spend time with those we love. So yeah, let us know, how was your day? Today's class, actually, I really wanted to speak to you guys about self-love and how to do it, especially with mirror work. Okay, so you might be new to the whole idea of self-love, or it might be something that you've worked on for a long time. It could be something which you know about, but you're not quite sure how to do it. Thanks for the thumbs up. I can't see who that is actually, but thank you. So we're going to be talking about self-love, and this is something which has been a huge part of my personal development journey. Everything that I have done and the work that my clients do always comes back to self-love and self-worth, and how we show up for ourselves, right? And so self-love is essentially where you are loving yourself. You're relating to yourself in loving, kind, compassionate ways. And you are you have boundaries around how people treat you, how people don't treat you. You have boundaries around your own behavior, what is expected of you and what's not expected of you. You have you're committed to your inner vision, to your inner union. You're committed to being the best version of yourself, and you're also committed to learning how to heal through traumas and challenges and things that might not necessarily be like the best versions of yourself. We all have them. My stuff definitely came up today because I was just like, I just want to get my stuff done. But I really just had to ground myself back into the present moment. And in that grounding myself, my self-talk was all about, I was asking myself, I was coaching myself through questions like, what's up? What's really happening? What is the underlying feeling? What is the underlying need? And why can't I just be? Do you know? So the coaching part is actually a really core element of learning to love yourself. And learning to love yourself is about acknowledging your presence on earth. It's about you acknowledging that you are beautiful, that you are worthy, and that you are enough, and that you are perfectly fine exactly as you are, with your flaws and imperfections, because we all have them, every single one of us. And it's about how you relate. Okay, so the self-love component is the most, to me, it's the absolute most hands down important component to each of our lives and to our well-being, and to that point where we look back at our life and we can say, yeah, I lived a really good life. I was there for myself and I was there for others. But here's the thing, we're often taught not to be there for others. For ourselves. We're often taught not how to love ourselves. And so life can get really, really challenging before we realize, shit, I really need to take care of who I am. I'll give you an example, right? So I'm 38, I'm going to be 39 later this year. And 10 years ago, in 2009, is when I really, really stepped into looking at who actually looking at who I am, but even just physically recognizing myself. So for 29 years, I've been doing this work since I was 12 years old, through coaching, counseling, mentoring, working with life coaches and so on, ever since I was 12. At 29 years old, I decided that I'm gonna get a divorce, that I'm done, I'm ending my relationship and marriage, and I wanted to start afresh, and I wanted to actually start afresh with myself. Like, I wanted to relate to who I am. I wanted to honor my journey, and I wanted to listen to, I actually wanted to take action on the things that I knew were true in my heart. Yeah. So I knew that I had big dreams and that I wanted to do all these amazing things, but I also knew that if I carried on with the life that I was living, that I would not be able to do those things, that I had to learn to love myself and honor that inner voice that was coming through so, so loudly. And so that is where my self-love journey kind of stepped up a lot, right? It really was just like, wow, okay, it's time for me to just acknowledge who I am and recognize my accomplishments and achievements, and just stop feeling not good enough. And so a big part of that process was about loving myself, was about my self-talk, how I was connecting with myself, whether I was actually being a support to myself, and whether I was using my mind in a way that was encouraging, loving, compassionate, kind, and soft and gentle, or as opposed to berating myself, being hard on myself, criticizing myself, judging myself, really being like really hard, thanks for the love, really being hard and tough on myself. There had to come a point where I had to stop that. And that point came again in 2009, because it was just like, you know what, enough is enough. I'm done being hard on myself, because here's the thing, how you show up and how you relate to yourself is how others will show up and relate to you. And to have more love, you have to be love, right? To experience more love. And we're not talking about romantic love, we're talking about just love, just being the essence of who you are. So in 2009, that is really where I stepped up my self-love inner work. And one of the things which inspired me was actually Louise Hay, who is the author of Heal Your Life. I think that's her book, Heal Your Life. And a best friend of mine gave me this book like 10 years prior. So I had it on my bookshelf for years and years and years. And I didn't do anything with it, but I knew that I was going to read it at the right time. So 2009, lo and behold, that was it. I was done in one night. I was just like, right, that's it. I've had enough of everything. I'm going to read this book. So I picked up the book and I read it all the way through. I was assistant head at the time, and I read it through the night. So I didn't sleep. I think I probably got like an hour's sleep. I was just like, oh shit, I need to go to work. And that was like the next step up, the next journey for me. And one of the things that Louise Hay teaches is something called mirror work. Now, mirror work is incredibly powerful, and I've started my practice to another level now. And what this requires is that you sit in front of a mirror, or you look at yourself in a mirror and you look into your eyes and you say out loud positive words. It's so powerful. It's such a powerful exercise. But when I first did this, because there was so much self-hatred and so much like self-loathing and criticism and just like, inadequacy within me, I would look in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw, and I knew that there was a disconnect. So what I wanted to do was to close the gap of how much I hated myself and how much I criticized myself, and I wanted to close the gap so that I was actually showing myself how much I really did truly honor and love myself, right? And have this self-love component, and this self-worth, like recognize the self-worth within. And so it was that didn't last. What didn't last for long was the berating. Like, basically mirror work helped me to actually stop hating on myself. And it was amazing. It was a little bit uncomfortable, because personal development and spiritual growth is uncomfortable, and that's okay. because that's where the lessons are and that's where the healing is, because you come out the other side across the rainbow, and it really is all love. You know, it's really love. So what I wanted to do here was just to share with you a couple of things. I've just got some notes, so I want to make sure that I've covered everything. Yeah, so with mirror work, I would highly encourage that you do this, you know, and just take it day by day, but just know that when you look into the mirror, look into your own eyes and tell yourself these 3 or 4 things every single day, okay? And just like honor those parts of you, okay? So I always say, I love you, Leila. I am enough. I am worth it. Yeah. And I always say, I love you, Leila. I love you, dear inner child. I am enough. I am worthy. Yeah, those words. And you want to find the words that vibrate for you, okay? And just say this like over and over again, and just repeat it. Repeat what feels right for you, and be soft and gentle, you know, be compassionate to yourself, because at the end of the day, everyone is going through their own thing. Everyone is working through their own stuff in life. And, you know, it's incredibly important that you, of all people, be super compassionate and loving to yourself. It's in you, it's within you, because once you start to open up this incredible well of self-love, like you will just like make so much progress in leaps and bounds. You know, it's absolutely incredible. So this is just one exercise that you can try, and then every time you see a mirror, you know, during the day, just say to yourself, remind yourself, I love you and I'm enough. You know, this is the self-love inner work that no one else can do for you but you. And this was a really important lesson for me when, you know, in 2009, when it was just like, you know, I realized that no one else can do this part for me, and it has to come from myself. And you've got to just trust that process, okay? So make sure as well that, you know, as you're loving yourself and you're learning to love yourself more, be sure to match up your thoughts with your actions and your behavior and the words that come out of your mouth as well, because those are a clue to you, okay? They're clues to you as to how far you've got to go and how close you are to really honoring your self-love and your self-worth, okay? Right, I would love to hear from you. I've seen that people have been dipping in and out. I'd love to hear from you. Post below, where are you at on your self-love journey? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that you completely, fully, wholeheartedly accept yourself unconditionally, and 1 being that you're nowhere near that. Wherever you're at is perfectly fine, because if you've watched this all the way through, you've got an incredibly powerful technique there that will literally transform your life if you do the work, okay? And you're closing the gap. So if you're at a 3 and you want to be at a 10, do this work, get in touch, and you'll see amazing things happening. You really will. Okay, so before I head off, just know as well that if you would like to book a free breakthrough session, I have those available. It's a breakthrough session where we talk for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and I take you through a process to understand more of what your true vision is, what your purpose is, what you really want to do with your life. We look at your self-love relationship, and we look at what's getting in the way. And then I provide you with a personal development blueprint, which is to be used by yourself so that you can actually move forward in your life and keep doing the things that you're here to do and close those gaps, close the gaps in those areas. And of course, I've got some coaching programs as well. So I usually offer one of the coaching programs during the breakthrough session if I see that we are a good fit. But if not, like, there's huge amounts of value during the free sessions. So just send me a message if you'd like to sign up. We have some availability, and just know that you're not alone and that things are always, always, always working out for you, no matter what they look like. Okay, so if you are, you know, going through a tough time, a difficult time at this moment in time, please know that it is just a blip. It's just for now. You will come through it. The resources are within you. know that you can just send me a message anytime, and I will for sure provide you with as much guidance and support as I can with the time that we have. Okay, so thanks again for being here. Please do share this video, let people know about it. You never know. You never know who needs to see this today. And share, like, comment. And again, thank you so much for being here. And remember that you have definitely got it within you to make all of your dreams come true. Lots of love. See you tomorrow. Bye.